Hey guys, Jarek here, going to be doing some more Call of Duty, except for this time we're going back to Black Ops 1. Fun fact of the day, Halo Reach and Black Ops 1 came out around the same time of the same year. Reach to me feels like an older game. Maybe it's because Call of Duty comes out every single year and it's all pretty much the same thing, but I don't know, Call of Duty Black Ops 1 seems to be a newer game compared to Halo Reach, which is very strange to say.
Could be the fact that one came out a month before the other.
That's not a very big difference.
Well, it's technically older. Anyway, moving on.
Right. So up until this point I kind of had the opinion that I liked Black Ops 1 more than Black Ops 2. I think I've changed that opinion. I do still like the pace of Black Ops 1 more than Black Ops 2. I don't know why people don't like slow-paced games. It annoys me to hear people complain about... Like, if I say something about Red Orchestra 2, and someone's reason for not liking Red Orchestra 2 is because it's slow-paced. That is not a negative thing about a game. I don't see why people hate slow... It just doesn't make any sense to me. I like slower-paced games. I like to outsmart my opponent. I don't like to outshoot them. I want to actually think about my approach. Because Red Orchestra is mainly about, like, positioning on the map, not charging in and just twitch-shotting everyone. I don't see skill in that. I really don't.
Yeah, you do it.
Well, this is a time waster. I don't really play this game competitively. So... Or do you mean in Red Orchestra?
I mean in a lot of games.
Oh, I don't do it in Red Orchestra or any game that requires thinking. It may look that way, but I don't think I've ever actually properly twitch-shotted someone in that game. It's possible to do, but it's definitely not easy. I think the only time I've actually twitch-killed someone was when I bayoneted Arse in the dick. I was sitting in a trench, and I just see feet on my head, so I just, like, panicked and bayoneted straight upward and ended up killing Arse, who was on my team. It's like, oops, sorry.
Good job.
Well, he startled me. That's one of those games where... And that might be something about that game that I enjoy more than anything else. There's always this element of tension in the game. Because even though you can kill someone in one shot, you know you can die in one shot too. So, same thing about Rainbow Six Vegas. Like, all my favorite games kind of have that element of suspense to them. And Killing Floor.
You
To an
don't die
extent.
in one shot.
No, but you know you can always die when that Fleshbound turns the corner.
Yeah, he's got the blender fists.
I'ma fist you. So that went way off topic. The main point I was saying, I think I like Black Ops 2 more than Black Ops 1 at this point. Like I said, I like the pacing of Black Ops 1 more, but when it comes to Black Ops 2, there's a lot less bullshit. In Black Ops 1, you always have a claymore, so you have no reason not to use it. There's all these noob tubes everywhere. And fucking Second Chance. Second Chance needs to not be a thing. You shouldn't be able to kill someone after they officially killed you, and you shouldn't not have a death on the scoreboard. Hi, person hiding in the bush. I don't know how that guy missed me. Yeah, Second Chance really shouldn't exist. And it's even worse that there is sort of a moment of invulnerability as you're falling into Second Chance, where you can still shoot someone with your main gun as you're falling into it after they have killed you. I had died so many times because of that. It's just so much bullshit involved with that. So yeah, Black Ops 2 did actually add a little bit to the game. They didn't rewrite Call of Duty, but they added a different loadout system that definitely adds a lot of variety to the game. So I think I like Black Ops 2 a little bit more than Black Ops 1. I don't like the clusterfuck nature of it or the starter maps, but the DLC has definitely helped. Okay, so let's move on to the questions. I've been holding off on answering this question for a long time until I really got a lot of time playing the game. I've gotten this question a lot, and this question is, what do you think of Pokemon X and Y? I'm pretty far in the game at this point. I think I've played 7 to 9 hours or so. This is probably a good rough estimate. I'm right in front of the Elite Four. I'm on Victory Road right now, so I played it enough to kind of give you my opinion about it. I actually really like it. I dare to say this might be my favorite Pokemon game that has been released, at least as a game. As far as nostalgia factor goes, I think both Crystal and Silver and Ruby and Sapphire are above that. But that's not really as a game. That's just kind of one of those things where Crystal was the very first Pokemon game I actually got. I watched the anime before that, but I didn't play Red and Blue. I didn't really feel the need to play Red and Blue, honestly, after I played Crystal, because the second generation had the first generation in it anyway, which is something that... I don't see people pointing that out. I really don't. Because after you went through the Johto region, you could go back to the Kanto region.
It's been a while. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't even... Like, they know about it, but they just don't mention it. So I never really felt the need to go back and officially play Red and Blue if I could basically play it anyway. You know, it's not the same thing, but it's close enough. I don't know how I'm not seeing that sniper up there. Good thing my teammate was there to get shot in the face. So yeah, as far as nostalgia goes, I'm still going to go ahead and say Crystal or Soul Silver is my favorite. Probably Soul Silver just because, same thing but remade, and the fact I do like that little addition where the Pokemon can walk behind you in Soul Silver. As gimmicky as that is, it's kind of cool to have. But yeah, as a game though, I do really like Pokemon X and Y. I got Y for those of you that are curious. And I think the main selling point for me is that I actually have Pokemon I'm using that I like. Everything after about Ruby and Sapphire to me is it's kind of a blur. I don't really remember a whole lot about it. Maybe that has to do with the fact that the Pokemon looked entirely stupid after Ruby and Sapphire, and you could kind of tell that's what was going to happen. A fact that a lot of people do and don't know is that they actually made the first and second generation of Pokemon at the same time. They designed all of them at once, and they decided, at the time when they made them, they were going to end Pokemon after the second generation. But since it proved to be such a good cash cow, Nintendo was like, no, we need to keep making more. And you can really see the artistic design change after the second generation with Ruby and Sapphire, and it just kept getting worse and worse. Now, I don't hate Ruby and Sapphire. There's a few Pokemon in there that are actually really cool. I think it's like about half and half. Because Blaziken's still one of my favorite Pokemon. It looks cool. So, I can't really hate it. I'll come out of my kill streak, instantly someone sees me. And then I went on a bit of a death streak. That was my first death, and then I kind of started sucking after this. So, that sucks. But yeah, in this new one, the current Pokemon I have in my party, I have a Blaziken, a Lucario, a Lapras, a Charizard. What else was it? I have the Tyrantrum, which is basically a massive T-Rex Pokemon, it's a fucking T-Rex. What more do I need to say about that? That's badass. That's one of the few new Pokemon that are actually a lot of the new Pokemon in Generation 6 look pretty cool. They didn't seem to add in many really dumb looking Pokemon this time around, but they really didn't add in a whole lot of new ones either. I think I'm missing one. Did I already say Lucario?
Yes.
I've forgotten what I said.
You said you got Lucario, Charizard, Blaziken,
Lapras, the T-Rex,
Tyrantrum. What are we missing?
I don't know, I'm missing one of them. You can think about that. Point being is that, I actually like the Pokemon in my party so much that I have had to decide between 3 or 4 other Pokemon that I have in my box whether I seriously want to carry them or not. And it's gone down to the point of what's more useful in my party for the moves that I have set. Now, the biggest problem I have right now actually is that I honestly don't really have much reason to have Blaziken because it's a fire and fighting type, and I also have a Lucario and Charizard, so I have fire and fighting both covered. But at the same time, the one thing I really want to swap it out for is the new legendary, but that's Dark and Flying, which I have Dark and Flying already covered in my party as is. So yeah, it's, I've had to actually make decisions over what Pokemon I want to carry because I like all of them so much. So that's been a pretty big selling point for me. That hasn't happened in any other Pokemon game. Half of them have been Pokemon I didn't care about in any way whatsoever. I thought they looked dumb. So yeah, it's been a while since this happened. I think the closest to this is probably the second generation. So yeah, the other thing, graphically it looks better. They remade the engine. They made a lot of small adding touches as well, where the one thing that I do really like, they changed the way the experience share works. And this is something I do really, really like, and this slows the grind, or the speeds the grind up a lot. Pokemon's always been a very grindy game, but with how they changed the experience share, instead of giving it to one Pokemon that will get experience if it doesn't go into battle, it's an item that you turn off and on, and it will be shared between all of your Pokemon. So you can turn that on and only use one Pokemon, and all 6 of your Pokemon will get experience. Obviously the one in battle will get more, but that helps a lot. Anyway, point being, it's definitely a very good game. It's something that I've enjoyed quite a lot. So yeah, there's been some more Black Ops. Hope you enjoyed it. And I don't know if I'll play the Black Ops 1 anytime soon, but hey, there's been some.